Bangeba Sochola here. Now, when we deep dive into the crisis that we see in Ukraine now, right? I would like for us to go back to 2004, the 2004 presidential elections that happened in Ukraine. Now, this election was marred by a poisoning, poisoning of one of the presidential candidates, right, during the election campaigning, right? But but this was hidden very well by the media, and it didn't hit the mainstream, and it wasn't known much until at a much later date. Now, when we carry on with this crisis, we will first start in 2013 in November, when the then incumbent president, Yanukovych, right, rejected an AU deal, right, at the last moment, and accepted a Russian deal instead, right? The Russian deal composed of basically a $15 billion loan to Ukraine, and for all the gas that Ukraine is going to buy from Russia, there is going to be a 33% reduction in price. So Yanukovych opted to take this deal, for instance, right? So when he decided to take this deal, protests started in Ukraine. Protest known as the Maidan, the Euromaidan protest. The protests started around November. They carry on around December. Now, when January got there, things got really hectic. In January 22, two people had died, right? Now, the protest carried on right on to February. In January, no, in February 18, I think 26 died. And in February 20, about 40 people died, right? Now, when this happened and there was this chaos happening in Ukraine, the government was ousted. Now, Russia Russia and Putin basically believed that this was a coup, right? The US and NATO believe it was a revolution introducing a new government. So Yanukovych flees to Russia, and a new government is introduced. But in this new government, there is a very a high influence of neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and a very high influence of the Azov battalion, right? So when they come in, they insist that the Russian language be excluded from the Russian. Now, they insist that the Russian language must be excluded in the constitution, so that it can be a purely Ukrainian constitution. This is where the chaos started.